Because of how I planned this video out, I know I'm not going to have time to talk about this player as much as I want to. So I'm going to go ahead and take the time now to just say Allisha Gray has made a new fan out of me. You know what I'm saying? She's an extremely talented player, extremely quick with the ball, without the ball, getting into passing lanes. Like, she's a great three-point shooter. She won the three-point contest. Like I said, she's very skilled. She won the damn skills contest. Like, she made a fan out of me. So shout out to Allisha Gray. I think she made mad money this week. Like, I think she wins money for winning the awards in the Friday night. And I think she wins money for winning the game tonight. So shout out to Allisha Gray, man.
Whalen to trigger in. Gets it to Moore. Moore will get it off. The shot is good. Game 3 belongs to Maya Moore and Minnesota.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy JP, Joe Paul, back in the building, man. Everybody's having a great day, amazing afternoon, a great night, whatever time of day you're watching this video. Hope you are lit. And we back, man. Back in the building, man. It is All-Star Saturday night now. The All-Star game was today. So it was the national team versus Team USA. So before I get into what I want to talk about, let me start off by saying, if you're new to the channel, even if you're old to the channel, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Every subscribe helps, and you know what I'm saying, we're just trying to blow it up here, man. So let's go ahead and roll into the video. And I think that the idea of putting the national team versus the WNBA All Stars is a great idea. Like, it's something that really can't be replicated by, you know, the NBA, because just the scheduling between their All Star game and when the scheduling comes for the you know, for when the roster drops for Team USA. So I think that was like super cool to watch. Like, it was really felt like the best talent in the league was on display tonight, and just like, you know, shout out to the WNBA, man. They got that one right. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the players and all that good stuff. So we're going to start off this video, man, kind of on a little negative note, man. So, not even negative, man. Shout out to Arike Ogunbowale, man. Let me go ahead and shout this girl out first, man. Arike came out and bust Team USA's ass tonight. You know what I'm saying? She was very, very chill in the first half. Came out in the second half and had 34 points. Like I said, she was an absolute monster, an absolute flamethrower in that third quarter. I believe she had 21 points in the third quarter, hitting shots off of one leg, just hitting whole crazy step back threes, just showing the absolute bucket that she is. And like, and when she gets on a burner like that, she's easily like one of the most unstoppable players in the entire WNBA. And so when the roster dropped for Team USA, I actually made a video, and in that video I said that Caitlin Clark was not the biggest snub for Team USA, because everybody was saying that it was Caitlin Clark, that she should have been on the roster. But no, I said that the biggest snub was actually Arike Ogunbowale, and that was for the fact for the very things we saw on display tonight. The fact that she's an amazing player who can get her bucket at any given time. Now that I think about it, I don't think she would be as good as I necessarily think she would, because on this Team USA roster, they already have a player like Arike and Jewel Lloyd, and I don't know. I think that Jewel Lloyd's fit on this team is kind of weird. So regardless of the fact, I thought that she was the biggest snub at the time, right? I later found out that when she went on Nightcap, you know what I'm saying, Shannon Sharp's podcast with Ocho Cinco, she had said this about the Team USA. So let's go ahead and watch this really quick.
Look, there have been a lot of discussion. Everybody was talking about Caitlin Clark being snubbed or not being selected for the U.S. team, women's team, to go play the Olympics in Paris. I think one of the biggest snubs were yourself, leading the league in scoring. Everybody knows what you bring to the table. Can pat the rock, as Kyrie said, you can score. When the list came out and your name wasn't on it, what was the first thoughts that go through your mind?
Well, the thing is, I pretty much had an idea that I wouldn't be on it. So there's trials and stuff that go on throughout the years and previous, and you do it and you see the vibes. And I mean, me being me, I just felt the vibes. Like, honestly, when it comes to that stuff, it really doesn't have much to do with your game. It's really about who they feel like fits with the team, which,
okay,
I mean, that's on the men's side too. You know, you could have said Kyrie could have made it and stuff like that. Like, the committee say they look for people who, you know, I don't know, honestly, but I could already tell, like, that wasn't the type of vibe they were going. So I actually took my name out the pool, like, months ago. So when the list came out, I know everybody in Hooper, like, Arike should have been. I knew I wouldn't be on it. Now, that's not saying I didn't think maybe last year I would be on the team and I was good enough to make the team, but when the list came out, I knew I would not be on that one at the time, because I took my name out the pool. And with the pool, it's a big commitment. Like, if I know that they're not picking me, I'm not going to, you know, keep getting texted and keep having, that's what I'm saying, keep having people pull up, keep going to these trials when I know the vibe. So me being me, I'm like, I'm not about to give y'all my time if I know the vibe. So right. I knew for sure when the list came out it wasn't, but like I said previously, I did think I was good enough, but hey, you know, it's subjective who they think should be on the team. Everybody's great in the WNBA, so who they choose is who they choose. And I can't really control that one.
And you know what? And I have.
So she stated that she she kind of felt that the vibe that Team USA was putting off was that, like, you know, whoever what maybe she didn't say direct names, that the powers that be, like, she felt like they weren't going to, you know, go in her direction, you know, end up putting her on the roster. And you can think about that one or two ways. You can think about that, you know, they felt that she wasn't going to be a proper fit for the team. She felt like her game style, her play style kind of clashed with other play styles they had on the team. You can also think about it from the standpoint of, like, kind of like what Ocho kind of hints at in the next question, where he says, does she feel like there's a certain amount of politicking that goes on within, like, you know, the roster building process and all that. And just for her to say that and to find out that she pulled her name out of the hat, you know what I'm saying? Just like for the fact that she's an amazing player, she probably had a great chance to make the team had she stayed in there. Like I said, we weren't in those trials to know what exactly was going on, but just for her to like feel that vibe and kind of just feel like things were kind of just like, you know, not necessarily on the up and up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know, quoting her per se. I'm paraphrasing now, like what I think that she means by that. But like, it just seems that the people who are putting together the Team USA roster don't necessarily know what they're doing. You know, like they have been, you know, just like it was a very questionable decision, you know, leaving Caitlin Clark off, and of course leaving Arike off, and you kind of just saw tonight that this roster is just like, it seems flawed in many areas. You know, like their guards really can't play defense that well. They really have like 3 or 4 of the exact same player with Jewel Lloyd, Jackie Young, Kelsey Plum, and who am I missing? I'm forgetting another flamethrower scorer they have on the team. But like they really just like have their those play styles, like they all play the same, and none of them are really great defenders. Diana Taurasi's old, and you know what I'm saying, Asia Wilson's their best defender, but she's in the paint. She's not really, you know, she's not gonna be able to block everybody in the perimeter. So you know, it's just like the team looked very flawed. The only people who really looked comfortable out there were really you know, Breanna Stewart and Asia Wilson. I think they played the absolute best. Breanna Stewart, I think she had 31 points. Asia Wilson had a great game. Diana Taurasi, she also played solid, but Diana Taurasi is like, what, 65 years old at this point. Like, she's not, you know what I'm saying, going to be putting up, you know, crazy amazing stat lines. So you're really going to need you know, you're really going to need production from those other players, like from the Kelsey Mitchells, from the Nafisa Collier. You know, Nafisa Collier played her first basketball game in just this July 4th today, you know what I'm saying, and she really didn't do much, you know what I'm saying? She really didn't play that many minutes, and they kind of said that they were holding her out for this moment, for the Olympics, and she doesn't really look healthy, and it's just like, if you're somebody who you know what I'm saying is a big Team USA fan, and of course I figured that most people who watch this channel are, you got to be kind of worried about what you saw tonight, because the WNBA All Stars put it on them. They absolutely ran it up on them. I know that the final score, I think they ended up losing by like 9 points, something like that, but that is not a clear indication of what that score is. So let's take a look at this this box score really quickly, man. So in this game, so we'll talk about the national team first. Like I said, Breanna Stewart, she came through and gave you 31 points. Asia Wilson gives you another 22. They look super comfortable on the floor. They look like, you know what I'm saying, clearly the first and second best player in the entire W. Diana Taurasi, like I said, she was solid, 14 points, 3-7 shooting. But like all the other players that you really needed to do something really didn't do much. You know, Chelsea Gray came out and gave you 5 points. Jewel Lloyd came in and gave you 0. Kelsey Plum had 9 points, so she didn't play bad. Sabrina Ionescu was 1 for 5. She gave you 5 points. Kalia Copper 7 points. Like, you really didn't get big production from anybody outside of Asia and Breanna Stewart. And fortunately for the national team, the WNBA All Stars is probably the most talented team they're going to face on their way to a gold medal. Or like, and they better hope so, because if they meet anybody who is remotely as talented as this team, then they're gonna get done up like this. Like I said, the final score, they only lost by 8 points, but at one point the WNBA All Star team was up by 20. You know what I'm saying? Arike had scored 21 points in the third quarter after Breanna Stewart came out and said that they were gonna play better in the third quarter because they had just played so, you know, just like not solid defense in the first half. So it's really alarming stuff if you're somebody who's rooting for the national team to win the gold medal this year. Let's talk about Team WNBA, man. So, of course, Arike comes through and gave you 34 big ones, you know what I'm saying? 21 of them in that third quarter, 34 for the entire second half. Like, she said that all she had to do was get a deep breath. She got that deep breath, and she really just started hooping on them on a different level. You know what I'm saying? Caitlin Clark came through. She had a rough game shooting, 0 for 7 from 3. She had 4 points total, but she came through and had 10 assists, 2 assists shy of setting the WNBA record for assists in an All-Star game. But she did set the rookie record for for assist in an All-Star game with 9. So Caitlin, another day for Caitlin Clark. She's breaking records. Speaking of another day, man, Angel Reese came through and gave you 12 points and 11 rebounds. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of game it is for Angel Reese. If she's on the court, she's going to get a double-double. And that's like I said, man, that's super impressive in its own right. You know what I'm saying? Allisha Gray, she came through, gave you, what's that? 16 points. Like I said, man, she made a fan out of me this weekend. She shot 9 out of 10 from the free throw line. She's good at getting to the line. 3 of 8 from the field. She could hit threes. A super talented player, man. Kelsey Mitchell had a nice game too with 13 points. Just an overall great performance from the team, the WNBA All Star. And like I said, man, we're just really having a lot of questions for our national team at this point. And I think that, like I said, it's not really going to bother the team so much for the Olympics. Like, I think that the WNBA All Star team is way better than anybody they're going to face. But I don't know. I guess that, like, maybe we could flip this. This is actually a positive, because now that we know that in 2028 for the next Olympics, when they're in LA, our team is going to be quicker. Our team's going to be faster. But that really only is going to happen if the people who put together the roster are actually knowing what they're doing. And as of right now, I'm going to say that they're on suspect watch. They don't necessarily know what they're doing when it comes to putting together that roster. It's an amazing roster. Great names on that list, but we need a more cohesive team. And it might not bite them right now, but they keep going on the path that they're going, it's going to bite them one day. That's all I got, man. Overall, a great game. Overall, a very solid All-Star experience this weekend. Like I said, my opinions are, you know what I'm saying, known about Friday night. If you want to know how I feel about Friday night, you can watch the last video. But I think the All-Star game was amazing, you know what I'm saying. Even Pitbull's performance was solid, man. You know what I'm saying. I ain't heard Timber featuring Kesha since I was like 15. So, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to Pitbull. And that's all I got, man. Leave a like, leave a comment. Go ahead and subscribe for me if you do me that favor. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.